Taurus, it's your turn to have a look at the karmic wheel of astrological movements that are impacting your life right now. There's some pretty significant transits this month. The first one taking place on the 3rd is the new moon here in your 5th house of creativity, children, and believe it or not, unknown to even a lot of astrologers, this 5th house is the house of past karma. If you want to learn all about your past karma, look at this as the starting point of the horoscope, and then you'll glean some information, but more on that later. Important enough to say that some of the fruits of your past karma are coming into purview now, and this is a time to change the way you've been approaching your creativity, the way you've been interacting with your children. This is also a speculative area of the horoscope. In other words, investments, that sort of thing. So be a little bit careful, because here we see Mars, the planet of loss, transiting into the 3rd house on the 5th of September, just after that new moon. This is your communication, your contractual direction of the horoscope. And of course, Mars is an impulsive planet, so you don't want to be doing things in a manner that is not taking into account all the information that's available. So I want you to look at that. It's also a restless sort of placement, showing a lot of change, a lot of movement. It can show disputes because it's also the zone of communication. It's a zone of learning and education in some respects. So in these areas, there may be a few problems, because for your Taurus sun sign, it rules this 12th house and 7th house. 12th house predominantly, which is not a positive house in a lot of respects. It's a house of loss. That is why I've suggested that you take some precaution if it's investments. Here we also see Mercury moving into the 5th house again, that recurrent theme here this month for you. But that's good in a way, because it's showing your intellectual creativity, your thinking, and that hopefully, because it's in that what we call a sextile aspect, 60-degree aspect to Mars, can work positively for you to come to solutions that are not based purely upon impulse and irrational thinking. The other really, really big thing this month I want to talk about, Taurus, is this full moon partial lunar eclipse in the 11th house. Now, I've already talked about the 11th house previously on some occasions, firstly with Saturn transiting this area, also in the last couple of months, this retrogression, Neptune retrograde. But on the 18th, that full moon partial eclipse, because it's near the node here, brings into focus your friendships, your alliances. Elder siblings are ruled by this area of the horoscope. So changes in your group status, changes in friendships. You need emotional clarity at this time around the people that you're associating with. It may be time to cut the cords of some of the friendships that you've had. As difficult as that is, it's absolutely important for you to maintain your peace of mind. And we see here these planets are involved very much in that full moon. Mercury is somewhat engaged in that, being close to the sun, ruling your finance, and also ruling this 5th house of speculation. So it may be a good idea not to simply rely on the hearsay of others. That can get you into some problems. But apart from that, this may be more an evolutionary process, part of the way you've been developing in your life, and time for you to maybe move into greener pastures, justifiable greener pastures, if you haven't been happy with some of those people. And this also has to do with the collective, the communal standards and associations that you've had, clubs, groups, movements these sorts of things. This can be an ideological change that you're going through. I did forget to mention on the 23rd, 4 days prior to this date I'm seeing right now, your ruling planet moving into the 7th house. So this could be a strengthening of a one-on-one bond in terms of your marriage, in terms of your significant other. So let's draw a distinction there between the personal relationships and these group associations, social networks, etc. That's a completely different matter, because this Venus in the angle, 7th angle, is very, very powerful. And you'll notice also that this blue triangle, this aspect here is what we call a fortifying, harmonious aspect, very passionate, and this can reignite your feelings of closeness and intimacy with the person you love at that time. Take a look at some of the other aspects that are forming this month. There are things such as your career and other facets of your life that I haven't touched on. I wanted to talk mainly on that 11th house, but at astrology.com.au, follow the links we've put there for you. Do press the like and subscribe button. Tell your friends. Drop me a line if you want to. Find out what's going on for the rest of the year, and do come back next month. I'll be here waiting for you for your next dose of astrological insights. Take care. Bye-bye.